Alright, we'll take a look at coterminal angles. Alright, so coterminal angles, just a quick example. Let's say we have an angle and it's, let's say, 30 degrees. Okay. Coterminal angles, they have the same, or angles that have the same terminal side, but with just different amounts of rotation. So a coterminal angle for 30 degrees would be this angle here. So you can see I went to 30 degrees and then I went 360. So this angle here would be 390 degrees. Okay, and I could add 360 to this 390 again, and that would give me another angle that's coterminal. The difference there is I would start here and I would go around once and then I would go around a second time. So if I did the 30 degrees plus the 360, that gave me 390, and then if I added 360 again, that would be 750 degrees. Okay, so that's 750 is a coterminal angle. It has the same terminal side as 30 degrees, just with different amounts of rotation. And I could do the same thing by subtracting 360. Okay, alright, so let's look at an example. They want us to find two positive angles and two negative angles that are coterminal to 10 degrees. Alright, so I could do 10 degrees plus 360, which that would be 370 degrees. Okay, and then I could add 360 again, so 10 degrees plus, and now watch this, 360 plus 360. Well, instead of doing that, doing 360 plus 360, that's two 360s, so I can just do 2 times 360 degrees. Okay, so 10 plus 2 times 360, that's going to give me 730 degrees. So here are my two positive angles that are coterminal, and then I want two angles that are negative. Okay, so I can do 10 degrees minus 360, which that's going to give me negative 350 degrees. So that's one angle that's coterminal and it's negative. And then I can do 10 degrees minus 360 twice, but I'll do 2 times 360, which is going to be 10 minus 2 times 360. That's going to give me negative 710 degrees. And here's my two negative angles that are coterminal to 10 degrees. Okay, so that's finding angles that are coterminal to a particular angle. Well, what about if they give us two angles and they want to know if they're coterminal? Okay, so the way that we can do that is we have angles alpha and beta. Alpha and beta are coterminal if and only if there's an integer k such that the measure of angle beta equals the measure of angle alpha plus k times 360. Okay, so what we have here is we have and it doesn't really matter which one you call alpha, which one you call beta. I guess we can call this one alpha and call this one beta. I didn't draw that very good, did I? Call this one beta. So I could plug the 390 in here, the negative 690 in here. And then what we have to do is solve this equation for k. And if k is an integer, whether it's positive or negative, if it's an integer, in other words, if it equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to infinity, or -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, all the way to negative infinity, if it equals any integer, then that means they're coterminal. If k does not equal an integer, then that means they are not coterminal. So let's go ahead and solve this. So let's just plug everything in. So I get 390 equals -690 plus k times 360 degrees. So solving this, I'll add 690 to both sides. And so 390 plus 690 is going to be 1,000. Is going to be 1,080, which equals k times 360. And then I'll divide both sides by 360. And so that is going to give me k is equal to, let's see, 1080 divided by 360 equals 3. And so you can see k is an integer, so this would be yes, they are coterminal. Now let's look at this one. So this would be, we can go ahead and call this one beta, call this one alpha. So I get -364 equals 4 degrees plus k times 360. And so I will subtract 4 degrees to both sides. And so that's going to give me -368 equals k times 360. And then I'll divide both sides by 360. And so that gives me k equals, so 368 divided by 360 is 1.0222, and the 2's keep repeating. But you can see here k is not an integer, so this would be no. These two angles are not coterminal. Alright, and so that's basically, how to find coterminal angles and determine if two angles are coterminal to each other. So basically, if you have an angle, you can keep adding 360 and that'll give you all the coterminal angles, or you can keep subtracting 360 and that would give you angles coterminal. Okay. Alright, so hopefully this video helped. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, thanks.